Welcome to the Daily Hop. This is episode 7, September 1st. We are 14 days away from the pre-order sale, David.
Yeah, happy Labor Day, everybody.
So we have some new breweries. David, what are we up to now?
Oh, we're looking at 149 new locations for 2026.
One away.
Yeah, I know, almost 150.
We'll get them today for sure.
This past year, we were partnered with just a little bit over 1,400, and our goal is still at 2,000 locations for next year.
Oh yeah, it's a lofty goal, but why not shoot high, right?
Absolutely.
And so today we're showcasing two wonderful states. We got California and Florida, both those coastline states where, especially in the Midwest, when it is winter and everything is white, you book a flight to these two beautiful states. So David, what new ones can people expect in California for 2026?
So far, we have several new ones. Here's just a few. 2-track Cellars out of Lancaster. We've got Seaward Brewing in Ventura, California. We've got Los Molinos Beer Company. Hope I'm pronouncing that correct. In St. Clement. And then we've got Syncopated in Lakewood, as well as, this is gonna be a good one. Wagonupa Brewing.
Yeah.
In Lake Almanor. I don't know. Hope I'm pronouncing those correctly. I probably butchered those, but sorry to those folks out in California.
No worries. And then we also want to welcome back some of these wonderful breweries. We got South of Shaw Beer Company, Wallace Brewing, Angry Horse Brewing, Buena Vista Brewing, Touchstone Brewing, and then South Lake Brewing coming back. So thank you to those breweries for joining back on for the 2026 Hop Passport. And man, Dave, we have not been out to Hop Passport, or not Hop Passport, geez. We have not been out to California in a while. I did go for a wedding just for a short, it was like a long weekend. My buddy Steve, he got married, but we were up in the Napa area. So I did visit a couple breweries out there. But man, such a wonderful area. One of my favorite places I've been to in California is Lake Tahoe. So definitely that South Lake Brewing. Need to go check them out.
But yeah, absolutely. I definitely can't wait to cross California off the list. I've never been there, so definitely
basically
unexplored territory for me.
And basically the birthplace of disc golf. So man, you got to hit that the Oak Grove disc golf course.
Oh yeah, I would love to play there.
So we next up we have Florida. So David, we got some new ones. Which new ones can people expect for 2026 in is it the Sunrise? The Sunrise State?
Yeah, the Sunshine State.
Sunshine.
Yeah.
I knew there was sun in there.
I know, it's funny calling Florida the Sunshine State, but as you mentioned previously to me anyway, that Colorado has the most sunny days of any state.
300.
I didn't know that. But anyway, going back to Florida, we've got Florida Avenue Brewing Company in Wesley Chapel. We've got Walking Tree Brewery in Vero Beach, Tampa Bay Brewing in Tampa, Copperpoint Brewing Company in Boynton Beach, and then South Beach Brewing in Miami. And then we got Bottlenose on there and from Jacksonville.
Wonderful. And then we have some awesome breweries coming back. I actually, hang on, let me grab it. It's in grabbing distance. We got Islamorada Brewing and Distillery. Got a bottle of their gin sitting right next to me.
Oh, nice.
We have Coastal Days Brewery, Ivanhoe Park, both locations. They're in Orlando, the Lager House as well, in Ivanhoe Park. Amicus, is that right? Brewing Adventures.
So.
And Azalea City, we've been there. Brewing. They were, where were they based out of again?
Was it?
I don't have a Florida book next to me.
I can picture
Great
it.
spot. It used to be a Coca-Cola plant, right?
Yes. Yeah, that's super awesome historic building that they're in. And yeah, Matt, we went to Tallahassee this year for the Tallahassee Beer Fest. What was that? I think it was my 3rd or 4th year, and you've been there 1 or 2 more years than me. But yeah, what were some of the highlights of the trip and of that beer fest?
Yeah, well, for us, when we first got there, of course, we had to play their amazing disc golf course. What's it called?
The Tom Brown. Yeah, Tom Brown Park.
Tom Brown Beautiful. Disc golf course. Yep. It was amazing. And then, man, it's not within reach section next to my desk, but I am now the 2-time champion of the beer mile in the rucking division. I'm not the fastest, but if you put 30-pound weight on me, I mean, I had to represent Hop Passport. So David hung it up this year. He did not. So if you don't know what a beer mile is, it's a legit one too. Like you start out, you chug a beer. They're all the same beers. Nice little light beer. Chug a beer, run a quarter mile. We had to do that 4 times. So what got me, I mean, I was probably in 4th place in my division because these other guys didn't put any weight in their vests, but I had a full 30 pounds. And anyways, it was a great time. So that was definitely a big time in Tampa. Sorry, not in Tampa, Tallahassee, but also the beer fest alone. There were so many great breweries there, great beer. Good seeing a lot of our friends at like Florida Keys and just even Bandwagon. Talked to that owner, talked to Georgia Beer Company. Just so many awesome, awesome breweries. And big shout out to Ben Graybar. Give him a shout out for putting on one of the best beer fests in the whole country. He takes care of his, puts up in hotels, throws us a party, and just a wonderful time. And then also we had one in Tampa this year too. So that's put on by the Florida Guild. David couldn't make it this year. Got my buddy Michael to go with me. So hopefully David can go next year. We're making a big, it's going to be the national championship for the Brewers Cup. So we plan to do a big trip and definitely need to start promoting that here soon so people can start putting that on their calendars. So what about for you, Dave? What are some of your big highlights of Tallahassee?
Yeah, the beer fest, for the most part, I mean, that was awesome. They're just, you can't really beat it being air conditioned in Tallahassee. Late summer, it's definitely something special. And getting to hang out with D's Bros, and yeah, that was pretty awesome too. A couple of great guys, and they have a pretty awesome brewery. That's in Sanford, right?
Yep, Sanford. Yep,
Sanford. Yeah, so just getting to hang out with them and kind of explore Tallahassee a little bit more with the guys. It was a great time.
It was. They're really fun.
Yeah. So Matt, you've been doing Hop Passport now for 9 years. What would you say are the top 3 things that make Hop Passport different that other passports just don't do or don't have the features of?
Yeah, so that's a great question. So man, it's hard to believe 9 years. Yeah, started this when I lived in Minnesota and just didn't think it'd obviously be as big as it is now, creating jobs, pretty wild, and to get to do it with family. So even better, and then get to tie in one of my favorite hobbies, disc golf, back into it, and just creating relationships and making tons of memories. So first thing I would say that makes Hop Passport different than other passport programs is there's always a transaction. I was a bartender server for 8 years, and it's such a huge deal because there are other programs out there that it's just a free beer. And I do warn you, and there's plenty of those programs out there. But if you're a brewery listening to this, and you're thinking about joining a passport program, could be ours, could be a different one, but just one key thing, always make sure there's a transaction, because if they don't, if it's not a BOGO or a 50% off your first 2 drinks, if it's just a free drink, people don't have a transaction. They don't have an obligation or a reason to stay for another round. They'll just drink their beer and head out. So highly recommend at any time, anytime you're thinking about joining a Hop Passport program. And if you're wanting to purchase one, yes, in the short term, it's nice to just get that free drink as a craft beer lover. But if you want to help support those breweries more and make sure that they're open long term, please buy a book that does have a transaction. It does, of course, cost a little more, but you're helping that business. You're help supporting and drinking local. So that's the first huge one. The second one is that we are nationwide. We would be in all 50 states, and we welcome all 50 states. But the thing is, there's only about 32 states that can legally discount alcohol. So we don't try to push the states that can't, like Massachusetts or, North Carolina or Utah. We don't really push those states and try to recruit those breweries heavily. We try to focus more on the states that can discount beers. If there's a brewery in Alaska or Pennsylvania that wants to join the Hop Passport, we would love to have you on. And, or if you know somebody that owns a brewery, we could definitely add them on. They just have to discount food or merch. And then the last thing is that we go the extra mile. And when I say the extra mile, we go the extra 20,000 miles for our breweries to market the passports. And what I mean by that is we go to beer festivals all over the country and the big events. So far, just to name off real quick, I've been to Arizona this year. Been to Colorado twice, and we're going to Great American Beer Fest. Been to Minnesota 3 times. I've already been to Wisconsin twice. I've been to 3 Tennessee Beer Fests this year, 2 more on the books. Then I've been to 1 Beer Fest in Michigan, 1 in New York. I've been to 2 in Florida already, and CBC was in Indiana. So those are the things. Out of all those events that I've been to so far, I saw 1 competitor, and that was just a regional passport the Tampa Bay Ale Trail. Shout out to them. Great company. But we saw them in one of the Florida ones. Me and David in the past 2 years have not seen any of other passport companies at CBC or GABF. They just I guess they don't see the value in trying to meet the breweries and meet their customers. And that's one thing. And that lightens up and makes this thing so worth it is when I'm at CBC or I'm at GABF, breweries or customers are like, oh my gosh, I've been buying the Hop Passport for 6 years. We've been doing it for all 8 years. It's just phenomenal to hear these stories. Oh, if we didn't have the Hop Passport, we would never explored one of our favorite breweries. And now once a year, that brewery is 5 hours out of the way, but we go there every year because you're Hop Passport. And, we're the same way. I mean, me and David, man, we've been to so many breweries together, especially when we did the podcast and, especially we try to venture to different ones and go into some of these beer fests. So it's a labor of love for sure.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And then David's, now that we are 14 days away from the pre-order sale, what can people expect coming up?
Yeah, so this pre-order sale, like Matt said, just 2 weeks away, and we've got some big things lined up for 2026. We're doing a stackable promotion this year. That is the Buy More Get More program that we're doing. So the first tier of that, if you spend $45, you get one of these awesome pint koozies that Matt has in my favorite color. There'll be a couple color options, but yeah, that one's definitely my favorite. If you go up to the $75 tier, we've got a free hat coming your way. Oh, there's some.
Couple are out there. Something like this one. We're not going to do this design. We got something new in the works. It's just been approved by our we'll say our internal friends and family that have voted for their favorite designs. We'll put it that way.
Yeah. And then we've got $125 tier as well. And that one we've been kind of keeping under wraps, but what do we got going on there, Matt?
Yeah, so going to release that now. Instead of picking, like we got items. So we got the pint koozie, we got a hat. I was thinking really hard and was like, man, what should we make this next thing? And instead of picking it could be, well, I don't have one here, but say it could be like a coffee thermos that you could, if you're like me, you might pour a beer into and walk around at an event or something. But instead of picking that thing, which we're actually going to have those, I'll go announce that. We're going to do some Hop Passport brand ones. Instead of just picking that item for you, we want you to pick the item because we're going to have some hoodies and shirts and hats and other things. So instead of just saying, hey, it's this item, we're going to let you pick the item by a gift card. So if you spend over $125, you'll get a $15 gift card. So you can use it toward any items. You could even use it toward a Hop Passport. And then you'll also get that free hat and free pint koozie as well. But yeah, so that's what we got. You're going to get a gift card on top of those other things. Yeah, really excited about it. We are 14 days away. And then also, before we wrap up this episode, we have our end of year sale, and this is the last time I'm moving the prices, guys. We still have, still got some passports left, and we'd rather get them out in circulation rather than tossing them out because they do expire at the end of the year. So with the 2025 Hop Passports, we're going to do $2 Hop Passports up to $8. So some of our most popular ones, Michigan, Minnesota, we're moving those to $8. And then I am going to have to do this, and this will be for here on out because for some reason, I don't know what it is, gas, whatever, but shipping prices just now, it's always up to like 80 to $6+. It's just because it just obviously depends where it's at. So I'm having, instead of shipping being $5, move it up to $6. So that's announced today too. Unfortunately, sorry, that's above what we do. We can't help the shipping. So we try to be very, very fair in all our pricing and all that stuff. So anyways, but guys, thank you so much for tuning in to the Daily Hop. We, featured Florida and California today, and tomorrow we will go back to Minnesota and Arizona. So we got some new breweries for you. Please tune in to tomorrow and have a wonderful day.
Yeah, happy Labor Day, everybody.
And before we go, one last thing, smash that like button and please follow Hop Passport. Cheers.
Absolutely. Cheers.